Are you going on a cruise and wondering if there's anything that you just haven't thought about yet to pack for a cruise? I bet there are, because in this video, I'm going to go over 13 different things that most of them you can find just around your house that will be super useful to bring on a cruise. Hi there, I'm Ilana from the website lifewellcruise.com. Welcome back to my channel. Now in this video, I wanted to share some of the, lesser known or maybe even some of the unusual things that are really very useful to bring in a cruise. And this video is a little bit different because many of the items are actually not so much found on Amazon, although of course some of them are. But they could be found at the dollar store, or even more likely, you have them already right in your very own home. Now, before I get started, I did want to mention that if you like this video, if you find it helpful, informative, or enjoyable in any way, then please do give the video a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Okay, let's get started. Number one, Ziploc bags. Now, Ziploc bags must be the most handy travel accessory that we all have in our own homes. Now, I usually bring two sizes. So the sandwich size, which is good for like snacks or good to put passports in if you need a quick waterproof or water resistant place to put your passport, maybe your vaccine cards, things like that. All of that can go in a Ziploc bag. Maybe you want to pick up a snack at the buffet for the children and you want to bring it back to the cabin. So Ziploc bags are really super handy. But at the same time, those larger bags are really good even for wet bathing suits or for some laundry that you have. Maybe the last day of your cruise, you have some laundry or dirty clothes that you want to put in your disembarkation day bag. All of that can go in a Ziploc bag. Number two, Downy wrinkle release is something that I wouldn't even cruise without. It is something that a lot of us just have in our very own homes, but it really is so useful on a cruise. So just to let you know, in case it is your first cruise, you will not have an iron and you cannot bring a clothes steamer on a cruise. These are fire hazards, so they are kind of like banned on cruise ships. Now on some cruise lines, some cruise ships, you are going to have a self-serve laundry room on the cruise ship, but many of them don't have it. So it means that you have to send your items out for pressing, and that can cost $5, $6, $7 and more. Instead, you can bring your Downy wrinkle release, and that will absolutely save you and your clothes on your cruise. Number three, now this is something completely different that I have at least never tried, and this is baby powder. So my last cruise, I actually bought some baby powder and brought it on my cruise. And the reason was that I had learned that baby powder is a great way to get sand off your feet. Now, maybe some people knew about this tip, but I just didn't know about it. So let me know, please, down in the comments below if you knew about this or not. But basically what I did is I didn't bring this entire bottle. I bought it from Walmart and I couldn't find a smaller size when I did go in. So what I did is I put my baby powder in a plastic baggie, and I did see a little trick and I tried it. But basically what I did is I put the baby powder into a sock, a clean sock, and I put it in a plastic bag and I brought it to the beach in my Ziploc, of course. And that basically was able to help us to kind of clean our feet before we got into the shuttle after our beach day. It absolutely worked. Please let me know if you've ever used the baby powder trick to get sand off your feet. Number four, pack a laundry hamper for your cruise. Now, is it a necessity? Absolutely not. But will it make things more convenient, more organized in your cruise cabin? Absolutely yes. Now, this is something that I did find on Amazon, but it is so handy because what it does is it actually is super small. You can pack it in your suitcase and then it basically gets larger, and then you can put it in your cabin and you can put your dirty clothes in there throughout your cruise and just keep everything nice and organized. Number five, bring an insulated coffee mug. Now, if you are a coffee lover, you will appreciate having a large mug to bring with you on the cruise. The cups to go are often very small, so if you really do like having that large cup of coffee in the morning, then bring an insulated mug with you. Now, something else that you might want to bring with you is a refillable water bottle. Some of them are actually collapsible, so if you are looking for something that's a bit of a space saver, especially for shore excursions, then this is something very handy to have. Number six, thank you cards or note cards. Now, many of you might have thank you cards in your junk drawer, or otherwise you could find note cards at the dollar store. But the nice thing about having these note cards that are pretty much blank on the inside is they are great to write a little note of thanks to your cabin steward or to your waiters, especially if you do plan on giving any additional cash tips to anybody on the cruise. Those note cards are really, really nice to have. a highlighter, and Post-it notes. Now, I like to use these and have these with me for a couple of reasons. So first of all, for my daily planner. So I still like to highlight some of the items in my daily planner that I really want to check out. Now, even though most cruise lines now have all of the daily activities on the app, the fact is that sometimes when there's a change in activities, a change in the schedule, maybe for weather or for something else, it's not necessarily kept up to date. And personally, I just sometimes like actually reading it and having that with me. So I still use my highlighter and the Post-it notes. These are really handy. I would say even bring a pen with you because pens are now getting hard to find, even at the hotels, even on cruise ships. But if you do want to write a note to your cabin steward, your cabin attendant, then you have it and you can just leave that note maybe on your desk or on one of the mirrors. Now, if you are interested in cruise essentials and cruise packing lists, I do have the Ultimate Cruise Planner. Now, the Ultimate Cruise Planner is a 47-page downloadable printable cruise planner that will help you with your cruise planning from the time that you book your cruise all the way through disembarkation with planning forms and more. Now, if you are interested in checking out what's included in the Ultimate Cruise Planner, I will leave that information down in the description below this video. Number 7, for something that not a lot of people talk about very much, it is medication for your stomach. So Tums, for instance, for indigestion. Honestly, when you're on a cruise, oftentimes we are eating, we are drinking differently than we do at home. Maybe the foods are fried, maybe it's salty, or maybe you're eating more than you would at home, drinking more alcohol. Having something to settle your stomach like Tums is really, really handy. And I would say something else, and again, not talked about, but you probably have this at home, but is to bring with you some laxatives and some Imodium. And again, this is just because we're eating and drinking so differently, but if you do need these items, they are hard and I would say even impossible to find on a cruise ship. Number 8, towel clips. Now, towel clips are definitely part of my Amazon Cruise Essentials, but I'm mentioning them in this video because they do serve a dual purpose, and that's because you can use them as towel clips. So when you do have items that need to dry, whether it's in the bathroom, on the clothesline, or maybe you want to put them on the balcony, on a chair when you're maybe on a day that you're in port for a few minutes just to get that dampness out, you can use these towel clips so that items do not fly away. Number 9, slippers. Now, I have to say I personally did not bring slippers on my last cruise, but I did bring some flip-flops and I did pretty much wear them around the cabin. But some people say that instead of wearing flip-flops in their cabin, they bring a pair of cheap slippers that they either have at home or maybe something they find at the dollar store. And this way they wear those around the cabin so that they don't have their bare feet on the carpet. Noise canceling earphones or earplugs. Now, something that's not talked about very often is that on a cruise, there are times where it can become very loud. Now, this could be at the main pool deck where maybe there are some games happening, or even sometimes on some cruise ships, they have that big TV screen playing a movie during the day, and maybe you're just not in the mood for it. You're trying to rest, or maybe you're trying to read. So do bring maybe some earplugs, even for at nighttime, if maybe some of the noises are bothering you, if you're particularly sensitive to noise. Bring some earplugs, or otherwise even some AirPods, something like that. That can really help, especially the ones that are noise canceling. Number 11, anti-chafing balm or anti-chafing cream. Now, this is especially if you're going maybe on a cruise where you're planning on walking a lot, or maybe you're in a wet bathing suit a lot. A lot of people find that on a cruise, well, they do need just a little bit of anti-chafing cream. So if this is something that you use sometimes at home, or even if it's not, it is something maybe to consider bringing on a cruise. And by the way, it is available for his and her. Number 12, snacks. Now, of course, snacks are not necessary to bring on a cruise, but they could be something you want to bring for a couple of reasons. Well, first of all, you never know now if your flight is delayed, so you could use them for pre-cruise. You never know if even your embarkation is delayed, which did happen to us on a recent cruise, or even for cruise ports. Sometimes you're going on an excursion, food isn't included, and maybe you want to eat something to tide you over till you get back on the ship. If you do have a granola bar or just anything that is in a sealed package, that's very important, a dry snack, that could be something really handy to bring on a cruise. Number 13. Now, I wanted to mention this one because many people make the mistake when they hear that you should bring a power bar on a cruise. They actually bring the one that they have at home, and it will get confiscated. You cannot bring your own power bar at home. You can bring a power bar on a cruise that is non-surge protected. So something like this is sort of non-surge protected or cruise approved. I will leave a link down in the description below for a very recommended cruise approved power bar, but definitely don't bring the one from home. Now, if you want to know more about what you can bring on a cruise that is a little bit unusual but will be super useful, I do have a video all about 50 cruise essentials that you may want to bring on a cruise, including these magnets and more. So I will leave that video right after this one. Now, I will leave the information about the Ultimate Cruise Planner linked down in the description below this video. Please let me know what are some of the items that you bring on a cruise that are maybe a little bit different, a little bit unusual, maybe even things that you have right in your very own home. Please let me know down in the comments below this video. Now, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I would love to have you here within the Life Well Cruise community. Bye for now. Happy cruising.